We are recording. Hi, welcome back, you guys. It's good to see you guys again. So we're going to be doing some similar things. Remember, you have your teams. We have our team points. Remember, the things that we're focusing on is being respectful, making good decisions, and solving problems. Okay, we're also going to have some Scout awards today again, too. So in your groups real quick, confirm with each other who is a 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you have people missing, solve your problem. You might have to be 2 numbers. Go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, let me see. Raise hands. Who are our ones? Raise hand if you're a 1. 1. Raise your hand. Okay, raise your hand if you're a 2. Let me see. 2, 2. 2, 2. Okay, 3s. Okay, got 3. Okay, awesome. And 4s. Awesome. Okay, so yesterday we talked about ratios. Do you guys remember our phrase? Ratios. Ratio. A number, relationships between 2 things. Ratio. Okay, so that was our practice. Now let's do it all together, okay? Ready? Ratio. Ratio. A number relationship between 2 things. Ratio. Well done, you guys. So percents are a type of ratio. Okay, so we are going to be talking about that today. So first, in your groups, we're going to do an inquiry chart. Okay? You'll find out. In your groups, I want you to come up with at least 3 things that you know about percents. Because I'm going to call out a numbered spoon, and every team is going to share. So I want you to have at least 3 things. That way, in case like the UW team says something that was on your list, you can say something different. Okay? So you have 1 minute discussing your group 3 things that you know about percents. Anything you know about percents, discussing your groups, 3 things. Come up with at least 3 things.
Alex, are you discussing with Mia?
Your team's going to be called.
Yeah, I got it. I know a lot about this. I've been doing it since 5th grade.
Yo, anybody got
I'm a god at
You better get
Hey, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Focus up here. Awesome. Okay, let's see who's going to be sharing out. Okay, we have 4s. We're going to start over here. UW, 4. Tell me what you know about percents. What does your team know?
There is
an is and of. Okay, awesome. No, we're going to give other people a chance to share. But I appreciate you. Appreciate that. Eastern, go ahead. Who's number 4? What was one thing that you guys said?
Can I say it? I'm number 4.
Okay. Yeah, number 4.
They're out of 100.
Out of 100. Okay. Bates, number 4.
There's a symbol on the right of it.
There is a symbol.
A percent?
Symbol. Awesome. Okay, AI, Art Institute. What did you say? Present something. Okay. And Western, 4?
They can be fractions.
They can be fractions. Okay, and Pierce, number 4?
They can be decimals.
Can be decimals. Okay, and Lute?
You can use. They're usually used in math sometimes.
Used in math. And central. It's out of a hole. It is out of a hole. Okay, now, yes, go ahead. One more. Go ahead.
It's a part of hole because it's out of 100 and 100 is the whole.
Part out of hole. Nice. We're going to get to that. That's awesome. Okay, real quick. Where do you see percents at school? Yes. Well, we have math class. Where do you see percents in all your classes? Yes, sir.
Everywhere?
Okay, everywhere, but more specifically, yes. Grades. For grades. Yes.
I was going to say my phone tag.
Yes, you see it with your grades.
Yeah, you do.
GPA can be a percent. It's true. Okay, now I'm going to give you another task. Okay, this is the other part of the chart. So this is what we know, but what do you want to know about percents? Okay, this time, just discussing your groups. I'm just going to call on a few people with the numbered spoons. Okay, so discussing your groups. What do you want to know about percents? Go ahead and discuss.
Find out. I already showed
Okay, we're going to just call out randomly this time, okay? How about Eastern, number 1? What is something that your team wants to know about percents?
You got it.
Oh.
How it can change from what? 1,000 to 100. Okay. Okay. Let's do Art Institute number 3. What's something you guys wanted to know? What did you guys want? What's the purpose of percents? What is the purpose of percent? Okay, now I'll just take a volunteer. Does anyone want to add to our list? Yes.
Why are they out of 100?
Why out of 100? Okay, and I'm going to give you guys some points for that.
Thank you.
Okay, yes.
Can you use it more? Can you use it for something else instead of math? Or
Can you
numbers?
use it? Can you use it for something other than math? Okay, Lutz. Okay, yes, sir.
Is there different ways to use it?
Is there different ways to use it? Different ways to use it. Okay? Pierce. And yes, go ahead. Can percents be out of 1,000 or you said 10,000? Western. Okay, we're going to do our last two, Eastern and Bates. Eastern, go first. How do you convert? Nice. So Eastern. Okay, Bates, what were you going to say? How can you turn it into a decimal. Okay, that is an excellent list. So a lot of those we are going to discover in the next few days. Okay? So that is good things. Well done, you guys. Awesome. So we are going to add to our vocab. So again, just a quick reminder, ratio. Remember relationship between two things. Ratio. Nice. So what do you think our word is for today?
Ratio. Percent.
Percent. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, so our word is percent. Say percent in a deep voice. Percent. Say it to the ceiling. Percent. Say it to your toe. Percent. Say it like a little squeaky mouse. Okay, awesome. Now, all of us should be able to raise our hand because we've all heard of percent because we just discussed it, right? All of us are good there. Okay, so all of us know the word percent, or at least have heard of it. So in your table groups, I want you to do a heads together and come up with a prediction of the definition. Okay, I'm going to use number spoons to call on people, so everyone needs to be participating. It's going to be random. Okay, go ahead and discuss.
I'm gonna brainwash you if you copy me.
A number that
Can you please call on number 3?
Well, it's random. We'll see.
Please. See, look. I can't find it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, how about central? Number 3. What was your prediction? What did you guys predict that the percent means? A part of a whole? Okay, nice. Okay, how about loot number 1?
Wait, you're drawing different stuff.
But you said part of a whole. You guys agree with that one? Okay, that's fine. Okay, how about Bates number 4?
A number between 100.
A number between 100? Okay, and I know that you wanted to share yours. Go ahead and share.
A number out of 100?
Wow.
Number out of 100. Did anyone have anything else they wanted to share? Yes. A fraction or decimal. Okay. These are all excellent predictions. So our definition we're going to use actually uses a lot of these words that you came up with. So a percent is a part per 100. Okay? So we're going to discuss that real quickly. Because remember I told you a percent is a ratio. So remember over here, we had 2 types of ratios that we learned. We had part to part and part to whole. Do you think a percent is a part to part or a part to whole? Someone raise their hand and give me some ideas. What do you think?
a part to whole.
Part whole? Part whole? Part to whole? Part to whole. Okay, so we're saying that this is a part to a whole. Now, what are the 2 ways we can write a ratio? Can someone share with me? Yes.
A colon?
We can do a colon. And what's the other way? A fraction.
Or you can do the word decimal.
A decimal. Okay. So we're going to deal with the fraction one. So if we do this as a fraction, according to our formula up here, what goes above the line? Is it the part or the whole?
The part.
Part goes above the line. And what goes underneath the line?
The whole.
The whole. So if we make this into a percent, okay, what is the whole for our percent? 100. So our whole is 100. And what's the part? Yes.
The percent.
The percent. Yes. You have just made the formula that we are going to use today to solve. This is our formula. We used a ratio and are comparing it to a percent. So a ratio is part to whole, and a percent is percent out of 100. So this is the formula we are going to use on our notes today. Okay? So on your notes where it says percent formula, write this down. We're going to talk more about it. Okay? So go ahead and do that. Now, before we get to our notes, we do need to have our call and response for percent, just like we did for ratio. So what I was thinking is, because it looks like this, can everyone put an arm out so you have like the bar? Okay? And remember, it's a part per 100. Okay? So part goes on top, right? And 100 goes on the bottom because it's the whole. So we're going to say percent, part per 100. Percent. Part per 100. Okay, here, let's try one more time. All together. Percent. Percent. Part per 100. Percent. Okay, let's say it in a whisper voice. Percent. Part per 100. Percent. Let's say it runs really loud. Percent. Percent per 100. Percent. Nice. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to move this over here. Okay. I know it's a lot of posters. We're going to have a really big one tomorrow, you guys. Just you wait. Oh, it's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than these ones. Okay. Okay, so for our notes, you will need to have your paper out. Okay. So you should have the formula written. I'll be writing it again in case you didn't write it down. And we are going to be doing notes. So when I do notes up here, you need to be taking notes on your paper. Okay? I'm going to make this a chart so that it can be up in the room so we can refer to it for the next few days. Now, while we are doing our notes, I need 2 people to monitor for scouts. Okay, so let's see. Let's have the gentleman right there in the orange shirt. What's your name, sir? Christian. And lady in the back? Taylor. Okay, you guys are our scouts. Don't worry, we'll be doing it again tomorrow as well, okay? So, you guys are going to be responsible for paying attention to not only the notes, but the students, and seeing if they are being respectful, if they are making good decisions, and if they're solving problems, okay? And at the end, you'll tell me a person, okay? And the reason why. Sound good? Awesome. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so our formula is, remember, it's the part over the what? Whole equals what? Percent over what? 100. Nice. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about this. That's going to be our setup. That's our formula. We're going to plug in parts, and always one part will be missing. Okay? And then we'll have to solve for that missing piece. When you are solving, what do you notice is in the middle between the fractions? Equal sign. Equal sign. When there's an equal sign, you do a math trick called cross multiplication. Okay? So we are going to cross multiply. And put this in the formula part, okay? When you cross multiply, I know I heard some of you say it was like the butterfly. Okay? Because it kind of makes sort of a butterfly with wings here. So what that means is when you cross multiply, you're going to say take the part and times it by 100, and then put an equal sign. And you're going to take the percent and times it by the whole. Nice. And then we're just going to solve for the missing piece. Okay?
Are we supposed to write that?
Yeah, you should probably write that on your notes so you have it in case you get stuck when you're doing your practice. So, we're going to try this out. We're going to start with the missing part. Can everyone read that problem with me together? What is 15% of 23? What is 15% of 23? Okay, so first thing we need to do is figure out the pieces that go into the formula. One of these we automatically know. What's one that we automatically know? Yes. Yeah, the 15% right there. So we're going to set this up. And we know the 15% is going to go right there. Do you see on your notes that Mrs. Stewart put a little fraction there for you? And that already has over the 100? Okay, so put 15 over 100. Now this is the tricky part, so I'm going to give you a hint that could help you. When there are word problems, sometimes there are clues that help us figure out if it's the part or the whole. The part is going to be around the word is. So put that on your notes. The whole is going to be around the word of. So if we're looking here, we have the first part. Here is the word is. It says what is. Is there a number attached to that what is? Do we know that number is? Well, that's the percent. Does it have a number next to the is? No, this is the part. And usually if we don't know something, what letter do we have it represent when we solve a problem? An X, yeah.
Dang it.
Okay? And notice here it says the word of 23. Of 23 is going to be the what? The whole. So label that on your notes. That will help you so you know how to plug it into the formula. Because that's the hardest part, is knowing what number is the part, what number is the whole. 15% is easy because it has the symbol. That's easy. So if it has is, that's the part. If it has of, that's the whole. So we're going to put 23 right here. So anyone have questions on the setup? You copy those notes down, those little hints, so that way you can do it. Okay, so we are going to cross multiply. So again, remember, cross multiply. We're going to do some multiplication. So we're going to go the part times 100. Okay, part times 100. So we are going to have x times 100. And then what are we multiplying for the other part? 23 times 15. Yep. (23 × 15). Give me a thumbs up if you're okay with our work that we're doing so far. Does anyone have a question? Okay. So we're going to multiply. Can we multiply 100 times x? No. It's just 100x. What's 15 times 23 with your calculators? Yes, sir.
345.
345 like that? Okay. And then how are we going to get x by itself? How are we going to get rid of the 100? Yes, ma'am. You sure? Okay, yeah.
Divide by 100?
Divide by 100 because it's being multiplied, and the opposite of multiplication is division. Okay, so what is 345 divided by 100? Yes, sir.
3.45.
3.45. And don't worry, the math for this is all cross multiplication, so we're just going to be keeping to the same thing. The hardest part is the setup, just making sure you have the numbers in the right part of the formula. So we cross multiplied. That's why we got the x in 100. 15 times 23. 15 times 23 was 345. Divided by 100, and we got 3.45. That's the part. That's the missing part, is 3.45. Sometimes it's not a whole number. Sometimes it's a decimal. Now, Mrs. Stewart would like you guys to round to one decimal place at the end. So, if we look here, what does the 5 going to do the 4? Is it going to keep it the same or round up? Round up? Okay. So we're going to have x equals 3.5 as our final answer. Here, I'll put a little note here that we round. Okay. Did everyone get those notes down?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to try the second problem right underneath. It's the same setup. I just want you to try it real quick on your own, and we'll compare. And then I just have 2 more examples to show you. So go ahead and try the second one on your own. Do the setup, and we will compare. Okay, good job taking notes. So you're doing the second one. Okay. So trying the second one out, we're going to compare. Yeah, I know. I'll come back when I get close. Yeah? Okay, we're going to compare. That might be correct. We'll see.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, which one's the percent?
This one.
Okay, so write that where the percent goes.
946.
Okay, so this is of 44. Does the word of mean part or whole?
It means whole.
So put the 44 in the whole spot. And that means this is missing. There you go. Nice. Okay, we're going to go over it. You're going to see the work. Okay? So let's compare. Okay, so if you didn't get it correct, make sure that you make corrections on your notes. So the what is the part. The of 44 was the whole because it had the word of. So we had x was the part that we don't know. 44 is the whole. 215%, that's a big percent, over 100. And we cross multiply. So we have x times 100 equals 215 times 44. Should have gotten 9,460. When we divided, you would have gotten 94.60. And the 0 just doesn't do anything to the 6. So we just have 0.6. Good job, you guys. Does anyone have questions on my work? Anything you'd like me to clarify where I got a number from?
Can we just start doing it?
Well, we're going to do 2 examples more together because we have 2 spots right here we're going to fill out. So turn your page because we're going to just see 2 other types.
This is where you get mixed up.
Okay, so let's read together the missing percent. Go ahead and tell me what it says. Yes. Ready? What percent of 200 is 40?
Question mark.
200 is 40. Okay, so we need to plug stuff in and label parts of our formula. So it's here it says, what percent? Does that mean we know our percent? Yes or no? Do we know our percent? No. So what are we going to put in the percent spot?
40.
X. We don't know it. Over 100. Okay, here it says of 200. Is that a part or a whole? Yes, ma'am. It's a whole. What's your clue that it's a whole? The word of. So that's the whole. So you have to pay attention to those words. We have 200 for our whole. And then it says, here I'll label this whole.
Oh, what the hell?
And is 40 is what? Yes, sir. What's the is?
What?
The is 40 is what part of the formula?
Part?
Part, yes. And what's our clue that it's a part? The word is, yes. Did you write that on your notes? Did you label those parts? Label those parts so that way you have it on there. So of is your whole, is your part. So that way you know where it goes in the formula. Are we okay with our formula? Any questions on the formula?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So I times 40 by 100.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do that next.
Don't call me that.
It's the top part missing percent. Yeah. Okay, so what type of math are we going to do because there is an equal sign? What is it called? Yes? What's it called?
XXX.
What type of math are we going to do?
Algebra.
The butterfly cross multiply. Okay, now, I didn't make this really clear. I want to make it perfectly clear right now. You can only cross multiply if it's an equal sign. If it's a plus sign, no. If it's a minus sign, no. If it's a multiplication or division sign, what do you think? No. When can you only cross multiply? When it's an equal sign. Nice. So there is our butterfly. So we're going to go 40 times 100 equals X times 200, right? Did I cross multiply correctly?
Yes.
Okay. So what is 40 times 100? 4,200x. How do we get x by itself? Divide by 200. Can someone tell me what 4,000 divided by 200 is? Yes, sir. No, it's 200. It's 20. Did you get 20? Yeah, you got 20? Thumbs up. Are you getting 20?
I got so.
Okay. And that 20, what did we solve for? What is that 20? X, and X is the what? Percent. So it's 20%. We're labeling like Mrs. Stewart asked us to.
You got it.
Okay. We have one more really quick that we're going to do. Last one. Okay. Can you read this problem for me? The first one for missing whole. Says 25. What number?
So we're moving down.
Okay. Okay. We're at the missing hole now. So here we have to go. We have 25 is. Where does that go in our formula? 25 is the what? Part. So we have 25. Where does the 40% go?
On the percentage
Whole.
thing.
Percent, yes.
And then the whole is X, because we don't know it.
So here it says of what number? We don't know that. So that is our X. Go ahead and copy that down real quick. Okay, so we cross multiply. So we're going to have 25 times 100 equals 40 times x.
Hold on. What?
So we went 25 times 100 equals 40 times x. You should get 2,500. And did anyone divide by 40? Yes, what'd you get?
I got, for the all-around answer, I got 62.5.
Okay.
I got 6.25.
So you said x, what was the decimal?
6.25.
6.25?
No, 60. I got, or my calculator got 62.5.
62.5. Like this?
Yeah.
Do you agree? Thumbs up. Do you agree with that division? Awesome. Okay, so that is the whole. Okay, so real quick, my scouts. Over here. Who did you see that's either being respectful, making good decisions, or solving problems? Who? Maddie, where's Maddie? Okay. And what was she doing? She's being respectful because she's listening and doing the work. Nice. Okay. Christian, right? Okay. Who did you see? Who are you going to give points to? Who was?
I'm gonna say Alex.
Alex. What was Alex doing?
He was paying attention and not blurting out like some people.
Is that being respectful, making good decisions, or solving problems?
That's being respectful.
Being respectful. And making good decisions. Nice! So central. Well done.